To the Kinter, and this is part 4 of me making the shower block and composting loo. This is how it's turning out. I think it's looking pretty good actually. So stick around, let's go and have a look at the build. Okay, the basics, the very fundamentals of a composting lavatory is a bucket. And we have this rather splendid one here. Gosh, €11. So the fundamentals again of a composting toilet is that there is no flush. What you do instead is, of course, you do your business and then you cover it up with sawdust. And over time that breaks down and pathogens are killed by other pathogens, and you end up with a compost that theoretically you could use on the garden. Now, I'm not sure that we will be doing that, and there are various reasons behind that. It all comes back to pathogens, and it's pretty disgusting. I'm sure you can imagine what's going on. But we're actually going to make a hybrid version of a composting toilet, in that we're going to empty that bucket there whenever it's necessary into another container, and that container we're actually going to use worms, and the worms are going to break down the potentially hot pathogens and turn it into something that is safe. Right, let's get rid of that. Now this is actually an old water reservoir. Ooh, got a lizard living in it and various other things. That's a very cool lizard. Sorry mate, you're going to be homeless soon. And what it's got at the bottom is a pipe or an outlet, and that's useful because when you have a wormery you've got to get what's called the leachate, the worm juice, out, because otherwise worms will drown. So there you go. That is going to be our two-step solution to dealing with the waste that is inevitably going to go through this particular lavatory. So let's get these things the right height and the right length, the right everything really. Okay, let's remove that lid. Let's get that ever so slightly more level. Now, I don't need you anymore for the mess. Let's get this sorted out. Now, you could use a laser level, and that would help, but I don't have one. And finally here. Ding, ding. Right, so this is 50 centimetres roughly. This is whatever it is. And I just need to now get some timber and put it all together. I'm actually going to put a beam across here, and I'm going to bolt it like I did with the pergola video up there, if you haven't seen that. That's going to give extra strength at the front. Then we're going to come around at the back. We'll obviously put a face on it as well. The reason being is if people stand up on it to do whatever, we don't want any flex. And yeah, if we get someone bariatric coming, we don't really want them finding themselves crushing a bucket. Yeah, proper. Hopefully it's got enough battery to do this. 2. Nice. Nice. A throne, no less. That's almost all you need. Not get too basic. Line you up. Let's get you on there and you on there. 100.5 and a smidgen. Oh, thanks, Pussycat. That's really useful. Yeah. Hello. What you doing? Are you coming to help? Are you? I'm not sure you're going to be helping very much. What are you doing? Right, with my last couple of nails, what I want to do is I want to take this off cut here, and I'm just going to put a little plate in here, a noggin in there. And the reason I'm going to do that is there's a possibility in future that I might like to change this composting setup for a proper flush setup, and I want somewhere to screw the cistern onto. It might not be perfect, but might get lucky. Cool. So, Your Majesty, welcome to the throne room. If you could please remain seated throughout the entire performance. Right, the next cunning plan involves a bit of corrugated iron. Well, yes, you will, you beauty. Jolly good. Right, so, what do you think of that? It's all right for a shower enclosure, isn't it? One thing you might not have picked up on when I did the rather mucky job here, I actually sloped this. I put a radius on every single part of the edges of the concrete, and that obviously directs water towards the drain, which you can clean quite easily, which is a good thing. But also it stops the water coming into contact with the wood. So we've got a little gap underneath there for spiders, scorpions, snakes. Right, it is time to attach this, and I've marked the position of the wood behind. It's a really, really good idea to start the hole with the hammer. Then you're not sort of spinning around all the time. And finally, the sun comes out. There we go. Not bad for a day's work, albeit divided into a couple of videos. So we still do have the old solar shower down there, but I guess if you're not a little bit of an exhibitionist, or certainly if you're a kid, you're probably not going to want to use the outdoors. So, no bad thing having a nice private bathroom. Let's have a quick walk around and just show you what we've got. We have the Thunderbox area. We have the imaginary door where you will have to open and close it to get in and out. And you will have a shower. We have a drain, and up here you will have a beautiful shower, which you will switch on and off here, or there, or there. And when you come out, you'll be able to chill out on the hammock. Oh, you're soaking wet, aren't you? What you do? I need to put in some noggins, and what I'll do is I'll put them in like that so that I can screw the other sheet of corrugated iron into place. Sometimes you can't get at it from the other side, so you're going to have to come in at an angle. Not that difficult. Start the hole, turn it, and in you go. You can just drive the nails in, but why make your life incredibly difficult? So here we go, the noggins are almost all in. I need to put another one here and another one there, but because I've got to put in the door, I'm going to have some offcuts. I don't want to cut a noggin out of a perfectly good piece of timber. So yeah, starting to take shape. Whew, just found myself a door. Bit heavy though. Hey, perfectly good door. Isn't it, George? I've cut these to 191, and this gap is a 190.5 gap, and I've done that because I want it to be an interference fit. It's going to make it a lot easier to drill, nail and everything if it's actually holding itself in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do the bottom first, and then I shall line it up with the level and make sure it's plumb and true, and then do the top. Just a little bit of room either side. Oh, nice. It's the wrong way around. Right, well, you have had a quick charge. I've been putting up some artificial turf on the inside. I've just tacked it up with a couple of staples. It looks quite funky actually, doesn't it? I'm going to batten it all out so that it holds in place nicely, but I will say something about it. Frankly, if you use this in your garden, you deserve to have your dreams haunted by Greta Thunberg, because the amount of microplastics that it gives off is really shocking, and I don't think that I would have used it at all had I considered it. But there we go. In this application, once it's all up, it should hopefully not shed all its muck everywhere. Well, there you go. Obviously it's not finished yet, but it's starting to look quite cool, isn't it? Did you think it was going to look like that? I didn't when I started. Right, you slightly off the floor, lined up with that, and then I'll just screw you together, and with any luck the screw will pull it in. Okay, I've just got the last bit of corrugated stuff to do. I've put up all the battens. I've installed this to hold a mirror, this to hold annoying cutesy messages, and this for something else. What do you think? You can let me know in the comments. I think it looks all right. Now, last bit of sheeting on here, and then I've got to get on with tiling the roof. Nice. So I've gone for the curved wall. What do you think? I think there's a nice delineation between the shower area and the lavatory end. So yeah, another batten down here, a few more screws into there, and then we're good to go. Here we are coming up to the end of this video and the finished article, or well, nearly finished. So what have I done? I've test fitted the door. Now this isn't quite working yet because it's an interference fit and it should close nicely. I'm having to lift it and shove it, but I know why that is. It's because this hinge needs just to be cut in a little bit, but I can't be bothered to do that today. There we go. And from the other side, the fake horrible Greta Thunberg inducing grass is black. Of course, it remains for me to do the shower and build up the lavatory, and over time I will clad it so that it just looks like any other shed until you open the door. So I hope that's been a bit of fun. I'm not yet sure whether I will make another video on this project. It depends on a few things, how quickly I get it done and how excited I feel about it. Let me know if you'd like to see that though in the comments, and yeah, we'll go for it. Anyway, all it remains for me to do is to say, look after yourselves. Take care. See you next time. So we haven't yet done the cladding, but everything else is pretty much done. Got the loo installed, a bit of dust. Whoa, who's that ugly man there? And the shower is yet to come in. I think it's pretty cool. And as ever, a room with a view, or a thunderbox with a view.